Sal, we're talking about suntans and kids and whether or not it's sensible to allow children to sunbathe and how much attention you pay in terms of suntan lotion.
Tricky, actually, isn't it? Because I can't imagine many children wanting to sit still long enough to sunbathe, but they want to play out, don't they, when it can be really hot on holiday. And it's that thing of keeping a hat on them, keeping a T-shirt on them.
Well, you say that, but in the report we're about to talk about in a moment, some it's a small minority of parents are even saying, you know, have advised their own children to take their tops off so they don't get a tan line.
Oh,
so,
dear.
you know, that's a sort of
level
of issues that we're talking about.
I'm a factor overcoat parent myself.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. I agree. Thanks, Sal. Well, some parents have what's being called a worrying relaxed attitude when it comes to monitoring their children in the sun. There has been a report issued by the Met Office and NHS England.
Yeah, it found more than a third of parents think suntans are a sign of good health. More than a fifth of parents wait until their kids are visibly burning before applying suntan lotion.
So listen to this, 7% of parents have never applied lotion to their children. 7% of parents have let their children, aged 11 years and under, use a sunbed. So let's talk about this. Joining us now is GP Fari Ahmed. Good morning.
Morning.
7% is quite a small number. So let's not generalise and say parents are neglecting their children, or even those who perhaps have let their children use a sunbed or haven't applied suntan lotion are simply just not aware of how dangerous the sun can be.
Yeah, I think any suntan, so when your body tans, your skin is protecting itself. It can't handle the sunlight you're exposing it to, so it starts tanning to protect itself. So actually, any suntan is a sign of your skin struggling to protect itself from damage.
Why do we have to discuss this every single year? Why is the message not getting through? Is it simply because people like a certain colour of skin?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think there's been this perception that, oh, if you look a little bit tanned, you look healthy, you look better. And I think it's changing slowly. I think the other thing that happens is it's confusing. You know, there's so many different types of sun protection. You've got UVA, UVB, so people do get confused. But I think it's not a bad idea to talk about it every so often to remind people.
So when you're tanning, are you burning?
When you're tanning, your skin is starting to protect itself.
So when does that change from protecting yourself to burning?
So when you get sunburn, you feel it. So by the time you're aware you're sunburnt, it's too late. So the damage has happened.
So how do you then, as a parent, observe your child in the sun and say you've put factor 30, factor 50 on? When do you then say, OK, now to come in? Because that's the difficult part, isn't it?
It is difficult. It is difficult. I think it depends where you are. So it's between midday, so around about from 11 till 3 is when the sun is at its hottest. So bring them in. Clothes, so cover up, because that will be a better protecting factor than the SPF.
But look, no child wants it when it's 25 degrees outside, and we're just as bad. We don't want to be out in long sleeve tops.
Be a parent sometimes, don't you? Just sort of drag them in on occasion. It's interesting as well, isn't it? That the whole, you mentioned the UV and the UVB thing. I mean, that is a slightly confusing side to it, isn't it? Because even if you can't see the sun in the sky, there can still be high UV levels.
Certainly, and it's the UV that's what causes the damage to your skin. So it makes you more prone to getting skin cancer, which is what we're trying to protect from. So some days you think, oh well, it's cloudy, they'll be all right, but actually there's still enough UV coming through to cause the damage.
So what should you look for? Final tip for parents now, when you're buying, you go to the supermarket or the pharmacy, what should you look for in terms of protecting your children?
So with little ones, babies, just don't put them out directly in the sun. Kids, you need a SPF of over 30. And you need to make sure that you're applying it liberally, so lots of it, generously, all the time. And you just make it like, you say to them, brush your teeth, do this, put your sun cream on. It's just got to be standard. It's an unseen danger, so sometimes we don't realise the effect, but if we could, I think then all parents would prioritise it.
Dr. Fari Ahmed, thank you very much for your time this morning.
You're welcome.
I wonder if you'll need much factor creamy stuff out there today. Let's find out from, that wasn't the best factor creamy
stuff.
Meant suntan lotion. Anyway, here's Carol.